Good day, everybody. Welcome back to RCL Breakdowns. This is week 6, and today I'm joined by our friend down from B-Div, Mr. Nose.
I finished first this past season, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You're still the friend from down under, right? A
Yes.
different kind of down under, but down under nonetheless. Don't
Not as
worry.
far down as you are.
Well, actually, you're further down by one spot. You
Good
know,
point.
last of A-Div, first of B-Div. There's a kind of a gap there, and yeah, so you're still below me, you know.
Good point. Good point.
And I'm gonna point out the fact. Last time we battled, it was a 5-0 my way. So
Well, that was like a year ago, so I don't want to
yeah,
hear.
and we've both gotten better. All right, we'll see what happens next season of B when I'm down there with you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this shit started. Yeah, this is week 6. So first off, we have Darkly as Sydney Swannas and Rissoaks as Hell Creek Head Smashers. If you couldn't tell by his fucking Tyrantrum photo, he should have had a Tyrantrum and a Rampardos. Yeah, so fucking Whiscash came. I don't know what the fuck this thing does, but Whiscash came. It's kind of neat.
It looks like it is a fantastic matchup here.
Against the Sun team? Yes.
4 things weak to ground. 3, I can't count.
Uh, 1, 2, 3. This one's Terra though, so it arguably doesn't count. I like the Thunder Wave there. Eject button was kind of weird. I'm thinking that it would have been special then with Draco. What boost did it get from thing? Um.
Uh,
Oh, I didn't get one. Never mind. Yeah, I
no.
if it considering it's a Jex pack, I'm definitely guessing it was a special set um with Thingo.
Is it eye piercing or what?
I don't remember. No, it's called Dragon
No.
Claw. I wonder why it's a Jex pack then. He must have had some tech most likely. Paralyzed, you love to see it. Crunch does jack all. You turns out. Helmet hurts. And the Sandy Boy. So fun fact, we found out in post, Sandy Shocks doesn't have its Terra type because wrist fucked up.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Sets up spikes protecting the switch, makes sense to
What?
me. And then they just
Wiz-
spend a minute.
Oh, that's what Wizcash is doing here.
Yeah, he gets rid of the sun. And also, so I don't know if this crit mattered. I actually don't think it did. But what the Whiscash's set was hydration, rest, rain dance, spikes, and earthquake. So
Interesting. It's a
so
little neat, and I don't think it's fast enough to do that. But
well, yeah, it's not.
the mod had like at least 100 for whatever. I could see it being actually decent, but like,
It's still a fun set though. Not that he got to show it off, but I think it's a fun set. For those of you who don't know, hydration will cure you of any status condition while in the rain. So rest wakes you up
Rain,
once rain
yeah,
is.
Rain looks good against his team in general. I mean, you're counteracting their sun, and they've got a couple mons weak to water.
Diancie and Sandy. Well, is it neutral? Does electric resist water?
What?
Does electric resist
No,
water?
no, it doesn't.
So it's super effective
Neutral.
on Sandy then. I also think it's
They
good.
are Quackable who both don't really want to take a water move because they're offensive, you know?
Yeah. It's also worth noting that it doesn't help the enemy either, like Tornadus, because he doesn't run Hurricane due to having a Sun team. He runs a Bleak Wind Storm, which doesn't get affected by rain. So
Yep.
I definitely think rain was the right bring here. I just think he fucked up how to use cash only.
And maybe they ran out of moves on Rotom or something, but
Likely.
I feel like
Rotom also
everyone.
always feels like like a lot of moves it has to slot on. Also, another thing that he fucked up, well, not Moxie, it's fucking Torrent.
Yikes! I'm in beative and I wouldn't make that mistake.
Yeah. I don't think bulking up there was the correct play to make, to be perfectly honest. Not with Tornadus right there, right?
Unless it's defensive, which it very well could be. I don't. That's not a free switch by any means, in my opinion.
As in,
I mean,
like,
you're risking
going.
Raging Bull.
But that's the thing. What health was it at? It was at high health. Oh, it was just a
It
straight
was
up
up,
100.
but Raging Bull from that is still gonna hurt. You know.
It'll hurt, but I don't think it would do more than half. And
Maybe.
he's obviously faster.
This is the A div versus B div head count difference.
I mean, it's also harder for new Pokemon, like, because I don't have a great just idea of how strong the new Tauros is. I don't even know what's attack stat. I'm just saying I know Torn is fairly bulky, especially if it's invested. It's funny to me.
Going to work like I thought it would.
What was that?
Lando going to work now.
Yeah, about time, right? I also always forget Rolling Moon isn't a flying type. I used one last season, but I still forget it's not a flying type. So it's just seeing a flying Pokemon be hit by Earthquake is funny. Good way to get a Quack in. Leaves. Aqua Step for the speed boost. Not that it will really matter unless he's got Zen Headbutt. Oh, the SD.
This
Rest.
Water too. Wow.
Yeah.
3 water types. That's actually kind of nuts.
Yeah. Body press. Alright, let's see if you're fucking destroyed. Yeah. This, if this was Moxie, I think he just straight up won here. But because he's not Moxie,
Oh, yeah. A roll on that because
and because of Rocky Helmet, yeah. But that's the thing. If Rocky Helmet didn't kill him here, I think he just won the game, honestly.
It's close. Wait, what was the speed at?
I was at +1, and it's 295 base.
Scarf Chiyu would have still outsped.
That's assuming I don't think he was Scarf Chiyu though.
But anyhow.
Yeah. So here, okay. So this is gonna be a bit of a string of over predicts by Ziggy here. This first one, I think he didn't really need to Terra here in my opinion to be an ice type, so there was no point in Thunder Waving. Granted, he could have swapped, which is a fair assessment. I'll give him that. So I'm not too disappointed by that one. So he swaps out, which is a fine play, eats the Thunderbolt. Terra, normal Volt switches. Again, he had no reason to...
Unless you think you can live in a potential Earth power, that's really odd to me.
That's the thing. I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to over-predict... Well, he was just trying to predict, I assume, the switch or the Terra. And Ziggy was complaining about the fact that him not having Terra actually helped him. And to be honest, I don't think it did. A smart player, and I'm pretty sure Riss knows when to Terra and when not to. He doesn't need to Terra here.
No, unless if you know you can live this boom burst, even unless it's specs, which then if you know it's specs, you go to Diancie.
Exactly.
So,
and
if you know you like a life orb boom burst here, then you're staying in without terraing 100%.
Because that's the thing, Terra Ice doesn't help him here. Not Terra Ground, but staying ground type does help him here. You know, I don't see a reason for him to do it. Yeah, and then Earth Power kills. So unless a Boom Burst one shot,
if you don't count that you're gonna die there, then that's such a misplay. Like, why don't you're up? I think you have the momentum with Chiyu in the back. In all honesty,
for sure.
Why don't you just Boom Burst? If they switch to Diancie, then
you can Volt switch off on Diancie back into Wash Time probably.
I might have misspoke. Maybe you're not up, but
I definitely think it was better off just Boom Bursting, because there was no way he was ever going to Terra Ice there. Even I know he did forget his Terra, but there was no way he was going to. Now here, again, why would he Terra Ice in front of a Fire type, right? And I don't remember what Ziggy does. He goes for Flame Charge. This is good. He knew he would live. And now he swaps. Makes sense. Dark Pulse doesn't quite do enough. Gets the crit. That doesn't really matter. In comes Diancie. You can't really do anything for this. Gets the flinch. Flinch axe. And no.
Yeah, when you lose, after you lose talks like that, it's tough to try and play this for a win.
This thing even lives the Hydro Pump.
Was this regular Diancie or was this a Mega Diancie?
There's no Megas, so regular.
Oh, right, it's...
Yeah, just happens to be the fact that Diancie is, like, arguably the single best Chi-Yu answer in the game.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It can only do about that realistically. Yeah. I definitely think it was a good game, but by both players. But I think Ziggy misplayed a decent amount, but with his over predictions, and he blames the. You go on.
Go
ahead. He blames the fact that him forgetting Terra and forgetting Moxie helped him more than it hurt him, or not Moxie, but the Terra thing. He blames that it helped him more than it hurt him, but I don't think that's the case. From everything we've seen here, there is no reason for him to Terra.
I think that his mistake came way before that. I mean, there's no real good way of getting Quackable to not get to that point right there. But you let it happen, and you're gonna lose 2 Mons, and you sack one of your best in this matchup with Endress.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck. A half health Rotom and 2 frail as fuck Mons, like you're putting yourself in a bad spot. Even if you blame the not being able to Terra is why you lost, I think you were losing at that point anyways, and
honestly, I agree. Yeah,
like, you probably have Landorus multiple times to get Quackable to go down.
Yeah. Because even if he did Boom Burst, I don't know if that killed. I'm assuming it doesn't. Which means...
what was the item on it?
I don't know. It's never shown. But it's... actually, it could still be specs. I don't think it is, though. Let's do a quick damage calc, shall we? Sandy Shocks and Tox.
Take everything with a grain of salt, a mass, and BDiv. So.
So, I'm gonna remove choice specs for the sake of argument. Yeah, Boom Burst will always kill.
So, yeah, that's such an odd play to me because you're down.
Unless he's like Spadef built, Sandy Shocks will live. I mean, no, won't live unless it's a Spadef built.
Even like, Chiyu was obviously built to take an Earth Power.
Yes, definitely was.
Even so, you're already down, and you can't afford to not hit a move like that with Volt Switch. Like, even if you click like Sludge Wave here.
It's Choice Scarf. That's what it is. It's Choice Scarf. Because it outsped it. Yeah, he takes the Earthquake and as he swaps in, then he Terra things and Volt Switches. Yeah, it's Scarf. That's what it is. So he was definitely just better off Boom Bursting.
You either Boom Burst or you sack Rotom, because Rotom's not doing much the rest of the game anyway.
Yeah, it's already too low to do anything,
Except on Diancie, but at that point you're just hoping for like a Volt Switch crit.
Well, even then, it doesn't actually do much. It does 51%, which I think it had leftovers. No, it didn't. But still, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Letting Quackable get that.
Yeah, the
Definitely.
SD was very, very bad. Um, honestly, at this stage, uh, honestly, as soon as he used rest, he probably should have gone straight to it. So instead of using sleep talk, going for the body press right here, he probably should have just gone directly to the wash tom and used Thunder Wave would be my guess.
Absolutely. Maybe not Thunderwave, but definitely it's something to at least threaten it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would have really helped because he would have just attacked it and probably would have killed it at that range, you know?
Mm. Yeah, you have to play like a pivot mind game between Lando and Rotom at that point. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's I would make the wrong play every time.
Yeah. And that's kind of how mind games goes, huh? And
Which
again, if it was Moxie like it was meant to be, that died in that first hit for, and then took the Rocky Helmet damage, and then just O-code everything else with like plus 3, 4, 5.
to Ziggy's credit, he did exactly what I would have done is switching Lando on the Rotom. It's just I probably would have made that play like a move or two sooner,
Yeah,
so that make get multiple intimidates or Rocky helmets off. But even then, it's
yeah,
really tough.
yeah. There wasn't too much he could honestly do at this point. I I don't know. I was letting Wash Tom wouldn't like
Cash is the
Wizcash.
problem. The Whiz Cash is probably the problem.
Mm, I feel like he needed a dedicated Quack set answer.
Maybe I
Anyway,
like a top.
are you ready to move on? I think I'm ready to move on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've looked at this Whiz Cash enough.
But we love Wizcash.
We? That's a stretch.
Alright, moving on. We have Bacchus as Paris Leafeons versus Slippy Slurpy as sorry. Galactic Greninjas. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick at the moment, if you can't tell by my voice. Yeah, so let's see. Sean is Sean, you know?
Sean is Sean. I agree.
I love this play. It makes me so happy. So, cause I'm a frequent chat reader myself. Let's see. Where is it? This is my B team, this is my C team, just general shit talk. Where is it? I believe in you guys, blah blah blah. Here it is. I am scared of these mouse. Please no helmet. Like they were talking about the helmet and how it's gonna fuck up the mouse hold. So he starts off with a brilliant switcheroo to say fuck you to your Rocky helmet, which I love.
Really fantastic.
Then body press almost kills it, but it's alive and thing can do damage, right? Watch this, watch this. Sticky Bob also brings it down lower. He goes for the attack. He has another fucking Rocky helmet user. he was like anti-mouse at this point. You know what I mean? Like that's just mean, you know?
I mean, you do have a couple more contact hitters in Samurott and Halucha, so I actually think it's kind of valid.
It's
And like
valid, but
Dragon,
it's sad to see. I would have loved to see the mouse go hard.
Mouse is very scary if you don't have prep for it. So
Yeah.
I actually can't fault him for going double Rocky helmet.
I can't. It's not a fault. It's just I wish he didn't. I wish Mouse did something. It would have been way funnier, especially because he had good tech with Switcheroo. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. The Mouse is dead. Donphan comes in, sets up rocks. I think. No, it just knocks off. That's works, I guess. Heatran comes in as a really nice Avalog counter. Sends it fucking packing as he goes for Lava Plume. And does fucking jack shit. Of course, it's Lefty's bulk Hydreigon, right? Leave it to Sean to run every Pokemon bulky. Flees on the ground. Does not that much, to be honest.
Is this water absorbed? If that was water absorbed, we'd see it there probably.
I agree. I mean, even though he was always going for Cecil's Edge, we would have definitely seen it. I'm kind of surprised to live the Terra Blast. Hydro Pump was nice tech to get rid of the Avalog. Once again, I would have liked to see Rocky Helmet Donphan, to be honest. Defog is valid. Knocks off. No more Scarf for you. Ice Shards for not much. Knocks off the boots, fair enough.
This has been a pretty clean game.
I'm surprised he didn't just go for a grass move to kill this Donphan, honestly. Like, he used every other move. Defog, knock off.
You wonder if maybe he has close combat for Heatran.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
That's certainly likely. Just funny.
Like, you got for Dragapult and knocking things off, and then you've...
Yeah, finishes it off with a Draco anyway.
This is
Yeah, in comes the Luchador, and this is now an issue. Sets up. Fire Punches for good measure.
Fire Punch fantastic too, holy.
Yeah, I really like the Reflect. It's actually really good here, I think. The burn doesn't really matter. It helps, I guess, but yeah. He knows he's going to recover here, so he sets up again. He's learned how to beat Sean. He'll always go for the recover. And now he's at +6, and there's not...
I wonder if anything on his team has, like, haze.
It wouldn't surprise me, but the thing is, you have to...
Oh, Claude is definitely... Oh.
Yeah, you have to outspeed it to use haze, you know? It's not going to live a +6 attack. And at this point, Holucha just goes hard and wins the game for him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, good job to Backrus fucking destroying Sean, hey?
Sean didn't make a mistake when it gets a +3. But I think when you know that the chance of a +3 going up after they know you can recover off of, or +4, sorry. The chance, when you know that there's a chance they could go to +4, you need to have an answer for that, because that breaks your Reflect golden go. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. He should have just gone for the kill. If he went for the kill, he probably so like instead of no, that's in. So the Reflect here makes sense. Not the Reflect, the recover here. If he just went for, if he should have just gone for the kill there.
Fall there or switch on that turn right there, turn 19.
Yeah, I agree. Cause that's
the difference in like A-Div. If I mess up in B-Div like that, like there's probably a chance I can recover with the other player making a mistake.
Yeah, you don't get that chance in A-Div.
Even if the thing is at +4 or +6, maybe they make a mistake and do something dumb and I can come back. But in A-Div, no one's gonna mess this +6 Lucha up, you know?
Exactly. It's even Mold Breaker to stop unaware Clodsire, which I really liked. Because with Sean being Sean, his whole team is slow as fuck, you know? Why? He doesn't need Unburden to sweep. He needs Mold Breaker to stop unaware Clod, which I really like.
Yeah.
Definitely well done to Backrus, but I don't have too much to say on this game. Other than you just played well, both players. But Sean being Sean, he played too conservatively, I think. That second recover on turn 19, you said it was? Yeah, right here. He should have just gone for the damage.
Like, you can probably switch to, like, Clodsire there. Like, you can probably live the +3, but you can't live the +3. I mean ×3. I read 3 and say 3.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So,
hang on. The wild part is, even here, he would have lived it. Look at this. So, the first one did 28% at +2. At +4, that means it would have done 56%. He had more than 56% HP. If he had just gone for the attack on both turns back to back, he would have lived. He would have only had like 1% health or something, but he would have been alive.
Yeah.
Hang on. How much health would he have had? Because the burn also contributes. So 72 down to 66. So then he would have... What was that?
Burn cancels out lefties. So.
Yeah. But he doesn't have lefties is the wild part.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's not lefties gold. So it did 56, and then Burn did another 6, which means it did 62. So he would have had 4% remaining HP and not died to a Holucha sweep right here if he had just attacked.
yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of wild, actually. That's yeah. This just shows how a single turn can change the whole game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job to both players, Sean. I'm
It was
sorry.
really well played. It was a really well played match until this thing got to +4.
It was, yeah.
Honestly.
At +6, you can't really do anything about it except unaware. But even then, it's mold breaker, so you can't do that anyway. And because his team, I mean, unless he was like Scarf Hydreigon, he didn't really have anything else to do for it. But I'm pretty sure that was already scouted by that point.
It did have get Scarf. Fuck. Deciduous. Yeah.
Right, yeah, and that got knocked off, which would have been his answer otherwise.
Yeah, he had full combat knocked off. What was the other one? Oh, if they didn't have a, they probably don't have a move for Holucha, so I don't know.
I still think it would have done enough because he got down to 26. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It probably would have been a roll.
Oh, combat probably does kill from this range, actually.
Yeah, because he took Rocky Helmet damage as well as just the Shadow Ball, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Well played to
definitely
both.
is.
So about turn 20.
Yeah, I definitely think turn 19 was the deciding factor though. Oh well, moving on because I don't think there's too much else to say. We have Sugar Gray as Nanjing Nidoking versus Miss Mez as Duskmoon Dragapult. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a fun battle between some of my best friends. Fucking.
This person I'm already very.
What was that?
I see Dunsparce and I'm already very happy.
Does the Dunsparce lead also make you happy?
That is fantastic.
So Gray starts this off with a nasty plot. The glare I don't think makes a lot of sense though, to be perfectly honest. He is an electric type. I don't think it's good, but that's now a dead Dunsparce doing absolutely nothing. Lives that and then dies itself. It's also interesting to note it wasn't protein.
It's Battle Bond.
No, it's not. It's Torrent.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not.
Wait. Oh.
That's what I'm getting at. I don't know if that was a miss ability done.
Or if that had tech, but you'd think you'd be teching the Terra Electric Thunderbolt or something.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the go was there. And yeah, I just double checked the doc. It is regular Greninja, so it can only have protein or torrent. So I don't know if he had some tech that just didn't work in this situation or if that was his plan. But definitely interesting to note.
Or have that or protein.
What do you mean?
Like you forgot that.
Yeah, I also just realized I might be an idiot and that protein doesn't activate with dark moves.
I thought about that, but I figured you knew what you were talking about, Mr. Adave.
Well, I know it doesn't activate for water moves, but I don't know about dark moves. I assume it doesn't. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Fuck off. Anyway, in comes the fucking moth to end this Rotom's reign of dominance. But you know what? For first 4 turns of the game on a fucking Rotom, I think he did pretty fucking well, right?
Yeah, Rotom definitely did its job. I mean, if you're taking care of a Dunsparce, which can be annoying, especially for such a team that, or for a team that hates paralysis in weight and Cinderace.
100%.
It's definitely valuable to get rid of that.
Yeah. Fire Dance does quite a bit, to be honest. U-turns out, though.
I'm surprised the U-turn happened there.
Yeah, I feel like...
Is this Terra Moth or no?
No. So, I know rules changed since Beative, but in the current rules we have only Pokemon at or below 12 points are allowed to Terra.
Which, okay, Moth doesn't fall into that too.
No, it doesn't.
I'm really that would turn.
I'm guessing he just predicted him not to EQ or Earth Power or whatever fucking he was gonna do. And
oh yeah, you're afraid of Cresselia switching in, I guess. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
yeah, so I'm assuming that was the idea behind it. Although if he had the speed boost, I don't think he would likely be swapping out. He can outspeed even without the speed boost. He outsped you like.
Oh yeah, it's Scarf.
Even without Scarf, it's booster energy. And it's got the plus speed, so.
What am I saying, dude? Dude, I need to go take a nap. That's what I need.
You're not allowed to leave yet, alright? Fuck. We're only halfway done.
I'll nap to the game and we'll get to the last game. This is the third game. See, I really need a nap.
Yeah, I feel like the Earthquake was probably the better play, although that could just be in hindsight knowing that it stays in. But I also don't see a reason for it to swap out while it's got the Scarf. As well as it's obvious, like, I don't know. I feel like the U-turn was a little bit of an over-prediction that didn't have much cost to it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the thought process for not switching is that if this is Scarf, this thing beats you 100% of the time. I'm talking about Landorus.
Yeah.
If Scarf, this thing beats you 100% of the time.
Except while you have your booster energy up, like it does currently.
Yeah. And so you need to get damage off on it, even if it kills you, so that you can get it in the future with a Jet Punch from.
Yeah. See, that's also my thought process on it, on why it should have stayed in. But granted, that's the thing. Landorus, he predicted the swap, and it also wasn't really that bad of him to stay in. Where's a fucking... My fucking mouse, my mouse has a weird issue where it'll often double click when I click once. So I was like, wouldn't let me go to turn 6. So that's more than enough to put into Jet Punch range, right? Yeah, I definitely think it was better off predicting him to stay in, but it's not a bad play, so I can't knock it, right?
Switch to Cresselia, you're losing a ton of momentum. So I actually think it's a fine play.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a fine play, but I don't know. It probably would have been over predicting if you went for Earthquake, to be honest. I feel like this is just like a hindsight thing. It was better to attack, but never mind. It doesn't matter.
Or not Earthquake, but close enough.
Yeah. Sludge Wave hurts man a lot, then Zen Headbutt fucking kills it.
I like that.
Yep. In comes the Kushida, and to finish it off, I actually really like this play, because anytime you see Baby Palafin, you always assume it's going to swap out. So I'm betting Cinderace thought the same thing, and then went to attack whatever it was swapping to. Most likely, Cresselia, I'd guess.
No, it'd be. Oh yeah, wait, no, because then Headbutt, right? Yep.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Cresselia. He could have gone Tauros, but
it was just a dedicated sack, and if they switch.
Yeah. So I like that he most likely he went for the Jet Punch even in baby form because it had the range, you know. I'm going to assume the crit didn't matter, because otherwise if it did matter, that was really shit. But I'm assuming it didn't matter.
I can't wait to see Tauros come in here and give it a Defiant boost.
It's not Defiant apparently.
It's also not Intimidate.
Yeah. The burn was a really good play. I think that was a play by Gray, to be honest. But it is rest, so that's fine. Except now he just gave the thing free reign to set up on it. Even with Sleep Talk, he just has to bulk up until you... Yeah. And Walking Wakes is only, like, resistance.
Oh, it's not Specs Draco. That's tough.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, well, maybe if it was Specs Draco it killed. I don't think so, though. But with Drain Punch, this thing just...
Is that a Specs Wake or no? Because if it's not Specs...
The Thunder Wave was really good here. That mattered a lot. Encores as well.
Encore's crazy.
Yeah, because now Drain Punch does absolutely nothing. Except so does Rage Fist.
Look up there.
Yeah. And now Encore's over. He wakes up, goes for Drain Punch back. Still does nothing though.
Wait, why are you Drain Punch? You don't have Bulk Up? What?
Nah, he's Sleep Talk Rage Drain Punch.
Oh, Sleep Talk, duh. That's
Yeah.
the other move.
It's actually kind of wild how many times he hits that while it's paralyzed. I mean, he made it that the Wave Crush kills it, but at this point of the game, Tink and Lando I don't think are enough to win this. Light Screen...
It's close. Lando, like...
Well, he just set up
Lando
dual screens, so...
Wave, if not for the screens, and win.
Yeah. Both his Pokemon are paralyzed, so with some good luck, he can still do it.
Oh, and living there is huge.
For sure. Encore into close combat, getting rid of its... Like, now it's got, like, no defense, right? And Landorus, well... Actually, Landorus wouldn't have outsped. Going... yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Lunch there? Ooh. This
Yeah.
was actually...
Yeah, so this thing is Scarf, and it's locked into Crunch, and it can't win now. But I still think this was a very good and close game. Good job to Gray keeping it this close against Mez's fucking ridiculous team. Is it scary to you he also has a Baxcalibur in the back that he didn't bring this game?
What?
Yeah, Mez's team is stupid. He's got Palafin, Iron Moth, Cresselia, Greninja, Baxcalibur.
It's weird to say that Greninja is the 5th best Pokemon on that team.
I know, right? He literally, it was round 6. It was round 6, actually. Oh, was it round 5? It might have been round 5. And he's like, I guess I'll get Greninja if no one else is going to. That was genuinely what Mez said. I guess I'll get it. It's...
Yeah, that's what. I think this was a really well-played game.
Oh,
I
it definitely was.
Blunders. I think there were a couple, like, mistakes, but, like, nothing that was too... And it was a 1-0 win with a Mon that's paralyzed and behind a screen. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't...
It was, towards the end, it was definitely very luck-based. Well, actually, was it? I don't think it was. Even if... Unless he got, like, paralyzed, like, what? 10 times in a row? Maybe 8? Well, actually, no. It has a rocky helmet. Landorus wouldn't have lived that long anyway.
Yeah. I wonder why that Landorus is physical.
Well, physical...
I get Crunch for...
Physical Landorus isn't that uncommon. It's still got a very high attack.
Yeah. I get Crunch for Cresselia, but, like, you don't even have, like... Oh, but you can't click Earth Power either, because Levitate.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. I'm gonna just shut up now. That was well played.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm ready to
anyway,
move on.
a very good game, yeah. No, I don't think there's much else to say on it, so yeah. Up next we have Gentleman Thomas as Copenhagen Gallade and Lupus... Hey, damn right. And Lupus Lupus as London Umbreon.
Oh, did I interrupt your intro there? That's my bad.
You're okay. It's fine. Yeah. So, just right off the bat, fucking Meowscarada goes really hard into this team. Like,
no, you have a... well, Skeletor isn't that great because of dark moves. But, like, Slitherwing takes moves just fine. Even, like, a Play Rough, if you're Fizz Deaf, you're probably okay.
Yeah, it does also have Power Gem. Not that...
Oh, well, neutral.
Yeah. Anyway, overall, it definitely hurts this team a lot.
Yes, I agree. Outside of, like...
And he just crits Heat Wave.
God.
And he just crits Heat Wave to remove that massive threat from the battle.
On it so much and then ripped it away from me.
Damn right. He was most likely staying in for the Power Gem, but Scarf Zapdos just said, no, fuck you.
Or U-turn even. Like, you might be risking status, but at least you U-turn. But it's Scarf, so you get fucked.
Damn right. swaps out to Gastrodon, one of the few decent fucking answers to Arcanine. But even so, it's not exactly a counter, it's a check. And Solar Beam says, fuck you anyway.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the power herb tech on the dog is really good.
This is insane.
Arcanine is one of the... I love Hisuian Arcanine. It can just break through teams. What on this team... There's only one Pokemon on this team that can stop Hisuian Arcanine, and that's Gastrodon. But it doesn't stop Power Herb Solar Beam, right? Like, that's... It's wild. It's wild. And I love it. It's really fucking good tech.
Like, you need, like, Bandit Chien-Pao to come in and clean up after, like, Scarf Slitherwing. Like, I don't know. You need, like, Scarf Slitherwing or something to take care of it.
Yeah. It's kind of wild he doesn't just stay in and murder this, but... I mean, why bother when you have a Fortress that can deal...
It's Terra, because it's fair and it's still.
Yeah. In comes the Dunsparce to resist ghost moves, but, you know... Backs to Serena for some reason. I assume for removal. Glares for good measure. Back out to Gengar for the spin blocking. Really well done. Boots Chien-Pao as usual. Sludge Bomb does fucking nutty damage. Backs out to his defensive check. Getting the defense drop is kind of bad, but it's...
It did not nearly as much damage as I thought it should.
I mean, do you know what Fortress's defense stat is?
40, and its HP is 55, I think.
Hang on, what? It's not 40. Hello?
It's 140 is what I said.
I thought you just said 40. I'm like, what? But no,
Oh, yeah. But it's 55, so even if you're max Fizdef, like, I expected that to do, like, 40 minimum.
And I did 36.
I your boots, and I bet you're jolly, so probably not.
Yeah, also worth noting it's 75%, 75 HP, not 55.
Oh, well, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. Goes for the Power Whip for good damage, but now you're dead. But now you're in range of Scarf Zapdos. Except he swaps it back out. Ancient Powers for some reason? I don't know what that's for.
It's your... Ancient Power actually is probably your best move in that scenario because you either get boosts and are neutral against everything except Tusk.
I was gonna say, surely Thunderbolt was his best play there, hello?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, no. You know what? I'm just... When you're editing this, because I'm just absolutely bonkers.
I love that. I say Ancient Power is weird but cool. You're just like, it's probably his best move. What about Thunderbolt? That's like his primary stab, you know? Like, sure, there is a great Tusk, but he'll just swap out to...
Don't cut this from the video, because this would be really embarrassing.
I'm not cutting this from the video.
That's wild. That's creative.
Yeah. This is just the A-div difference. What can I say? This is gonna be really bad when I drop down to B-div next season, bro.
Good point.
I still find it funny. In B-div, the top 3 players, my last battles was 6-0, 5-0, and 5-0. Oh, boy. Anyway, Torch Song fucking hurts, but he's kind of fine, to be honest. Earth Power does the dead. In comes Chien-Pao, and it dies and then just gets walled by Fortress again. So in conclusion, it's fucked. So it swaps out. Well done to you. Iron Heads for not much, but enough. Heat Wave to get the kill.
Wow, that is so surprising that they let that die. I would have let Arcanine.
That's the thing. Look at fucking pause, please. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't swap directly to Arcanine. As we see here, it only does
like, you just lose to Ice Spinner from Chien-Pao now.
Well, yeah.
Like, legit.
So it does 11%, and it was at 28%, meaning it could have come in, take one, and then kill it the next turn, and like take another and kill it, you know? I mean, sure, it would have been on even lower HP than it is currently, but at this point, it dies to literally anything, so it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Whereas...
Ice Spinner probably sweeps here.
Yeah.
If it's not a defense boosted Great Tusk.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Fortress is like the single best check to this thing. and it has Rocky Helmet to do 17% to it minimum. Like, I definitely think he misplayed there and should have swapped to the Arcanine.
Because
yeah,
you get 1 or 2 more turns with Fortress on Chin Pao if you swap there.
Exactly. So in comes Chin Pao. Oh, Extreme Speed.
Oh.
You know, we both forgot about that. Okay, in hindsight, it was a fine play, but I also think it was.
Oh yeah, if you have Extreme Speed in the back, then that makes a lot more sense. We should really shut our mouths. And
well, we're going off what the information we have is, right? We didn't know it had Extreme Speed, even though it makes sense, right? But like, even with Extreme Speed, I still think the better play was to do what I was saying, to, because it still lived and it could have done both. It could have lived this thing's Heat Wave twice by its HP stat, unless it crit, but we don't care about that. And then it still could have killed the Zapdos and then waited for this thing and then killed that with Extreme Speed anyway, still keeping the Fortress alive in the back.
Yep.
So he could have made this a 4-0 theoretically. He still has a completely healthy Great Tusk and Gengar anyway.
Yeah, those both lose to Ice Spinner. So our whole thought process was that he was losing to Ice Spinner, but he wasn't. He wasn't ever losing to Ice Spinner.
Yeah.
So I'm actually.
And again, this first impression, if he had gone to Fortress, did fucking nothing and chipped with Rocky Helmet damage.
Yep.
So I still think Tom played fairly well, but I really think he could have.
Wow. That's crazy.
I feel like it's Banded Tusk. He's shown Banded Tusk before. But I definitely think he could have made this a 4-0. But honestly, having 2 Pokemon at 100% with only 1 move shown, I think he did really well. I really want to draft an Arcanine, I can't lie.
Yeah, this game was a lot less close than I think the scores made it out to be.
I agree.
It's definitely 3-0 if Meowscarada had realized it was a Scarf Zapdos and like a couple more misplays here and there, and like we're looking at probably a 5-0 if everything's played perfectly.
Yeah, well, even in this situation, he could have easily made this a 4-0. He just kind of didn't.
Right.
Yeah, good job to Tom though. Lupus, why Ancient Power?
Also, that Solar Beam is so unfortunate. That's really tough.
Well, that's the thing. It was really good tech from Tom, right?
Yeah.
What was unfortunate was the Heat Wave critting turn 1.
I think that probably kills anyways if it's offensive Scarf.
I don't think so. I think it'll do like 70% or give or take.
Okay.
Let me run a quick calc.
I was literally just pulling up the calc.
Zapdos to Meowscarada. Heat Wave. Oh, that's Heat Crash. Oops. Heat Wave does. Oh no, you're right. It's 103 to 121. So I guess the crit didn't matter then.
Yeah, offensive Scarf always kills.
Yeah, fair enough then. Okay, I guess the crit didn't matter, but it's still funny to see you just go dead.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably not reading Scarf on that. I mean, only because it's a lead could you think that, but it's tough.
Yeah, I honestly, I probably would have said it would have been better to scout, but it's so early in the game, you don't generally think like that. So well, it probably was a misplay. I think it's not a big deal.
No, I don't think so. Only won the game.
Yeah, still won the game easily, to be fair. Alright, on to our final match. This is my battle, so prepare for my bullshit excuses on why I failed.
Oh my god, you brought a fucking Magneton?
And a Tatsugiri.
See that?
Okay.
I actually don't do it. So.
Look, my Magneton tech fucking worked. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, this battle, it's me versus Potato's Eye, also known as Rotom Washington Wizards. I still hate your name. Fuck you. And I'm Atrocious Arbok because I fucking suck. Anyway.
First thing, Tatsugiri is a fantastic matchup. I mean, you're looking at Ice Beam and Stab Scald going through probably 4 of the Mons.
Okay, Scald doesn't exist anymore, and this thing doesn't get Ice Beam.
Muddy, what does it get for water coverage then?
Surf, Hydro Pump. That's pretty much about all we care about.
Yeah, I still think that like even if you exclude even if you include Chansey switching in every time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's either Terra Ground Chansey or Terra Ground Gyarados or Terra Poison Chansey, by the way. And
so at that Terra Ground Gyarados, you're looking at 4 of the Mons taking a water move from Tatsugiri.
Yeah, and then I also have Dragon Pulse to deal with Chompy as well. And yeah, then my Megaton's Terra Ground for context. So I lead Zarude here, and I definitely think he was gonna U-turn, and I was right. I was happy about that. In comes the King Gambit, and in comes my favorite tech I've run that I thought of myself. I was very proud of it. Magdipole, Terra Blast, Ground, fuck you.
That's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, I thought it was such a good idea too. And like I had the defense to live 2 Kowtow cleaves back to back and a Sucker Punch afterwards. So I could switch in, take a Kowtow cleave, take another Kowtow cleave, and then take the Sucker Punch afterwards. Because that's what I wanted to do. Because I could, if I went max special attack, it was literally a 50% chance to OHKO no investment King Gambit, which I didn't really like. So I decided I would go high HP, high defense, and then just take my L for the 2-hit KO, which is what I did. But it's also worth noting that he was special attack defense or HP. I'm not sure which, but it was one of those because Terra Blast didn't do enough anyway. So that 50% was never happening because he had investment. So I'm glad I made my decision to go high Fizz Def and HP.
So that means that frees up the door for Sylveon.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So Garchomp comes in, sets up rocks. That's fine. I flash cannon for some chip. At this point, he's done his job. I don't really give a fuck. I paralyze and get the Spadef drop, which is nice. Seismic Toss does damage. I Thunderbolt for good measure and take my death with pride. In comes Sylveon. Calm Mind time, baby. Thunder Waves, but that's kind of fine. He swaps out. I Calm Mind again. I Hyper Voice to murder it. Oh yeah, I'm also max HP, max defense to live Poison Jab.
Yeah, I was about to say that's typical of most Calm Mind Sylveons.
Yep, and then I'm a pretty good set of Wish, Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, and Stored Power. I just have to hope that I don't get unlucky and get paralyzed back to back. Which I kind of don't do quite enough. I'm waiting for him to Terra so that way I can use Stored Power more effectively. Yeah, while also running out his soft boiled. This goes on for a little bit. Here he finally Terra poisons. I get paralyzed. It's fine though. Terra Seismic Toss again. I get paralyzed. Less fine. Seismic Toss. I get paralyzed again. Less fine, and I'm fucking dead. And at this point is where I lose the game because I got unlucky. And fucking yeah. It's just sad. There's no point of watching this. It's game over.
So, yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't Zarude
what?
Break this?
No, it doesn't. Chansey's just too fucking. Huh?
Not even after like 2 bulk ups?
No, not really. I'll run the calc, but 2 bulk ups, even Stomping Tantrum, which I don't think I had because I don't remember. I was Rock Slide for the Talonflame over Stomping Tantrum. So Rock Slide was my best attack. So
He's like
Zarude.
poison types either. Yeah, Terra Poison Chansey really walled your entire team outside of Sylveon.
Yep, and of course, don't get me wrong. I know getting like paralyzed is the normal thing, and I could deal with if it was 3 paralyzes, it would have been fine. But the fact that it was even 4 back to back to back to back to back, I can't do anything about that, right?
Yeah, you didn't have a chance to get a wish off. Even if you got a wish off and then got paralyzed, and then get a wish off and then they got paralyzed, like that's not terrible. But like the fact that you didn't even get the chance to get a wish off to stay in the game.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Even on that last one, hang on, where is it? This last one here, even if I got a wish off, I still died because it does 28 or 29%. But stored power here, also for context, Rock Slide at +2, there's 28.9 to 34.2. So it was never killing, right? I would have had to get to +4 to even have a that's only 43 to 51. I pretty much needed +5 to take care of it, which I wouldn't have the time to set up to, you know.
Yeah.
But with this, let me get the calc up. Sylveon at +3 with stored power.
And +3 special defense.
Don't forget that. I did 49 to 58. So right here, it would have.
It's a 2-hit basically.
Well, that's the thing. I wouldn't have lived. So if I wasn't paralyzed, I would have been able to hit that damage and then die to Seismic Toss, right? But at that point, Sneasler, it would have been low enough for Sneasler to use Fake Out then Acrobatics, then that would have killed it. But even the 4 turns in a row really cost me the game there. There was just nothing I could do about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
Yeah, it is a skill issue. I should have. See, okay, so I have a Ting Lu on my back, right? But the thing is, Ting Lu loses to all of his offensive Pokemon, and like again, so the main reason for Tatsugiri was for Volcanion, which didn't actually come. So if I had known Volcanion wasn't coming, I probably should have brought Ting Lu over Sushi, and Ting Lu probably could have warded this. But I didn't know Volcanion wasn't coming. It looks decent into my team overall, so.
Actually, Seismic Toss kind of outpaces lefties, and you can't do much better. Oh, well, Earthquake. No shit, Sherlock. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's all. Wow.
Also, like, Ruination alone would have helped, because Earthquake didn't actually do that much, is the annoying part as well. Earthquake did...
The fact that you sat Ting Lu in any match is crazy.
Yeah, I suppose. But, like, when he has a Valiant that'll one-shot it, a Garchomp that'll massively chip it, what do you call it? A Terra Ground Gyarados that can, so I won't be good on it, and a Water move it, like, you know, if he gets a DD off, it's not gonna help.
We're all...
Yeah, I suppose. Again, he also had Volcanion in the back that would have fucked it.
I had it. Its only good matchup was Chansey.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And that's...
Gambit.
Yeah. Even Gambit was only kind of mid, because Gambit's Brick Break would have fucking hurt a lot.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was just unfortunate, really. The 4 paralyzes in a row. If it was only 3 and I got that last stored power off, I could have actually done it, right? But at that point, even here, I went for Ancient Power Boost to try and get the fucking thing, because this was a Scarf set, so it didn't really matter. But, like, so, hang on. So, Fake Out did 13, Acrobatic did 29, so together that did 42%. 42 plus the 50 from stored power would have done enough to the 90% Chansey. It just didn't work out, and yeah. So even though this is a 4-0, which looks really bad, I actually, like, again, there was nothing to stop Sylveon after...
This was one or two less paralysis away from being probably a Sylveon sweep.
Exactly right, and that's what makes me sad, because Iron Valiant's like none of its coverage moves could kill Sylveon from half.
Like booster poison jab or something like that, maybe. But
No, it didn't.
even that,
I EV'd it to live 2 of anything Valiant could do. Same for Garchomp. It lives 2 of anything these guys can do. So
okay, well then, yeah, you just got lucky.
Yeah, it's just how the cookie crumbles. And like even Ziggy says something Ziggy said kind of annoyed me. Let me find it. Right here when I get pissed off, he goes, bound to happen eventually when you give it 20 turns to happen. But that's the thing though. I hadn't actually stored it for very long at that point. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, maybe it was kind of long. 12. Okay, it was 12 turns, and I got paralyzed 4 times in a row in 12 turns.
33%. I mean, the chance is 25, so that's actually relatively close to the actual percentage.
That's the thing, though. It just happened to be in a row. If it was every second turn, I wouldn't have even given a shit. But the fact that it was 4 in a row, not to mention the other paralysis as well, you know.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate, and that's just Pokemon, right? It's just how the game goes.
Also, close all your freaking tabs, dude.
What do you mean close all my fucking tabs?
You have like 20 tabs open.
So? I can close this one. The rest are muted. Anyway, that's it for that battle. I think I did pretty well for what was happening, right? I don't think I made a single misplay, honestly.
I wouldn't say that. I think after Sylveon died, there's probably things you could have done better, but at that point, it's probably lost, and you're only gonna salvage 1 or 2 diff anyways.
I don't think I could have done anything, not gonna lie. No, like knowing my own movesets and everything, I don't think I could have stopped it. In hindsight, maybe I should have not sacked EMP to do that. But even still, Terra Blast, even to a Chansey, it's too specially defensive. It wouldn't have mattered I don't think.
Yeah, you said you were bulky built, so that's not gonna do.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh well. Moving on to our final little segment here. Standings.
Oh boy, Viper.
Look, okay. My opponents have been Mez, Bacchus, Tom, Gray, and well, Debug hacked me, and Wash Tom. Like at the point of week 4, my 4 opponents were all in the top 4, and now 3 of them are in the top 4. The only person I haven't battled, and thank fucking God, is Sean. Anyway, so Mez is still going 6-0. He hasn't fucking lost yet, but with his team, I'd be surprised if he did. Bacchus is only trailing behind with 1 loss, which was from Gray, I believe. Then we have Sean through to Riss. These guys are all fairly close. Sean's diff is kind of dumb, but that's just how Sean does. Gray through to Wash Tom, I find Gray through to Ziggy, I find interesting. They're all 3-3, but they have 10 differential difference, -2, 0, and 8. That's
yeah, I noticed.
So one of Gray's losses was an 0-0 loss.
He could jump up to 4 if Tom and Riss have bad weeks.
Well, yeah, and I'm hoping I can beat Riss this week, so we'll see how that goes.
I'm also upset for Debug, or B-Div Chan.
Okay.
The only reason he is up there is because I terrored because I thought I lost in round 1 or 2.
Yeah, pretty much. It's also worth noting that he hacks me, and I'm very mad about it. I would have beaten him if he didn't hacks me. And even though he did hacks me, I almost fucking won anyway. I'm still mad about that match. Fuck you, Debug. Chris is doing somewhat well, even though one of his wins is a forfeit win from Debug not wanting to battle. But he's not doing too badly overall. He's got a -4 diff compared to, next place being -17.
Yeah, what's playoffs? Top 8?
Yes.
Yeah, he's only a couple diff away and a win away. It's not
Well, see, that's the thing.
too
Ziggy actually has a
far.
chance to fall out of playoffs, and I think that's hilarious. So his last two opponents are Bacchus, which he'll lose to, and Tom, which is up in the air. Chris has Sean, who he will lose to, meaning and then he has me. So if I'm genuinely considering throwing my game to Chris, that way he gets 3 wins, 5 losses, and Ziggy, if he loses to Tom, means he gets 3 wins, 5 losses. So it'll really just come to differential, which is actually wild, and I love it.
Bro, you need to stay active too, you know?
Well, look, we'll see what happens. Look, the toughest choices require the strongest will.
Just want to dominate. You just want to feel good about your play for once, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Shut up. Anyway, on to our final moments here. Our week 7 look over bullshittery. Ziggler and Tom. My money's on Ziggy, but I hope Tom wins.
I actually have my money on Tom.
Yeah?
If I had money on it, I'd put it on Tom.
Why is that?
I just like Tom.
That's fair. Then Debug and Mez. This is a very easy matchup. Hello.
That's lopsided matchup and a half, and I feel bad for Debug.
Yeah,
but,
that's fair.
you know,
Wash Tom and
that's
Leafon is an interesting matchup. I definitely think Leafion's gonna win, but it's definitely interesting.
I don't know either of those dudes very well.
That's fair. It's
I don't
second place
very well.
versus 7th place, so it's yeah.
Okay.
Then we have me and Riss. Riss will probably win.
That'll be close.
Well, I don't know. Again, I am last place, and he's 5th, I think. Yeah, 5th.
Yeah, but you got on you should. I genuinely think you probably win that game if you don't get Parahacks. And you said you got hacks versus debug, so you could easily be 2-4 right now.
Yeah, 2 and 4 I'd probably be satisfied with. But like all my other games, like Mez 5-0'd me, Backrest 4 or 5-0'd me, Tom 4-0'd me, Gray 4-0'd me. It's been a rough season, my guy. Then we have Chris versus Sean. Sean will fucking take a shit on Chris and just like smear it all over his face.
That's weird. That is nasty, dude. Moving up.
And last but not least, Umbreon and nidoking or Gray. I think Gray's gonna slap this bitch to high hell.
I thought you were gonna say something different there.
No.
Yeah. I had money. If I had to throw money on all these games, I'd go Sean, Gray, Tom, Mez, and then again, like I don't know Rotom or Paris that well. I'd probably just throw it on Paris because I think his name's cooler.
Valid.
And then I actually would take your opponent over you. Think about it.
Yeah, I also would. Yeah. Should be a good week though. We're coming up to the end of the season, so it'll be interesting.
When would next season's beat be? Is it like
probably not too long after the DLC drops?
Oh yeah, that's soon too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we'll need to like look at a fuck ton of tier changes and shit after that, and let the metagame sit for a little bit. So I'll probably say in like October maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah. Well, that's all from me and shit. What's the leaderboard actually? Fucking Palafin and Landorus keep tying for kills.
Yeah, but Palafin is 11-2. That's nuts.
Yeah. Again, he's lost 0 games. My Magneton's my best Pokemon at 21. Are you proud of my Magneton? I'm proud of my Magneton.
Why is Magneton your kill leader?
Yes. My... Where's my next one? Fuck.
Not in the top 50.
Haxorus is 47. And Sneasler is 50. Those are my next two guys.
Why is your Sneasler 3 and 6?
Again, it's been a rough season, alright?
Man, that's tough.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all for this episode. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. And I will see all you dudes in the next video. Bye-bye. You're supposed to say bye as well, Nose.
Oh, bye.